So, welcome back. This time I want to talk about division, but not with the box method, but instead with partial quotients. So, remembering the box method, let's show one. Let's get a nice rectangle going here. And we will show 125, that's the whole area. And we want to divide it by 5. And so I'm going to take out a nice easy chunk of 50, and 50 is 10 fives. And then I'm going to take out another chunk of 50, and so that's 10 more fives. And then I have 25 left, and that's 5 fives. So when I add these together, I get 25. So that means that 125 divided by 5 is 25. And I know that to be true. So let's take a look at what that looks like using the partial quotients method. So we start with a more traditional looking division problem. But then instead of doing long division the traditional way, I'm actually going to extend this line down, and this line is going to be where my answers go. I'm doing 125 divided by 5. And the way that this looks, I know I can take out 10 groups of 5. 10 groups of 5 is 50. And I'm going to use repeated subtraction here to keep track of my work. 125 minus 50 is 75. Well, 75 is more than 50, so I could do another 10 groups of 5. That takes out another 50, and then I have 25 left. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25, so I subtract that, and I have nothing left. When I have nothing left down here, that shows that I have finished solving the problem. Now I'm going to add up the number of fives that I took out. I took out 10 fives, then 10 fives, then 5 fives, meaning that I took out a total of 25 fives. So the answer to this problem, 125 divided by 5, is 25. When we think about this method, and we want to be wondering, well, what happens when there's a remainder? Because that can happen in division. So let's try, let's go with 132 divided by 5. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to say I don't know what 132 divided by 5 is, but I know that there's at least 10 fives in there. I multiply this number that I'm taking out, 10 times 5. I'm taking 10 fives. 10 times 5 is 50, and I'm going to remove that from my total. So now I have 82. 82 is more than 50, so I can do this again. 10 times 5 is 50. And that leaves 32 left over. Okay, 32 left over. I can't do another group of 10 fives because that would be too much. But I do know that 6 times 5 is 30, so 6 fives are 30, and that leaves me with the remainder of 2. So my answer here is 26 with a remainder of 2. 26 R2. And we can learn other ways to deal with this remainder when we get farther into division, but right now we can just remember that whatever's left over down here, 2 divided by 5, we can't do that with whole numbers. We can do it with fractions or decimals, but we can't do it with whole numbers, so there are 2 left over. In a ridiculous sort of situation, if there were 132 cookies and 5 friends, each friend would get 26 cookies, and there would be 2 cookies left on the plate.